When Walt Disney opened Disneyland in 1955, he promised families something radical, a place where magic felt real. For decades, that promise held. You paid for your ticket, you walked through the gates, and the entire world of Disney was yours. The rides, the parades, the fireworks, all included. For millions of kids, it was the closest thing to stepping inside a cartoon. If you grew up in the 80s, 90s, or even the early 2000s, you remember the feeling. The smell of Main Street popcorn, the sound of the parade music, the glow of Cinderella's castle at night. It wasn't just a vacation, it was a childhood milestone. Parents scrimped and saved because they knew the magic was priceless. But behind the smiles and fireworks, something was changing. The happiest place on earth was becoming less about wonder and more about revenue. And slowly, without most of us noticing, Disney discovered a brutal economic truth. Nostalgia is the most valuable product in the world. Because when families are paying not just for rides, but for memories, the price no longer matters. For years, Disney was careful. Prices rose, but the magic still felt complete. Then, in 1999, something revolutionary appeared. FastPass. With one swipe of your ticket, you could skip the line for free. Families loved it. Disney framed it as a gift, a sign that they valued your time as much as your money. But that gift wasn't kindness. It was the test case for a new kind of profit engine. By giving away speed and convenience, Disney planted the seed of expectation. And once families got used to bypassing the lines, Disney realized something crucial. Time itself could be monetized. Over the next 2 decades, the FastPass system evolved and then disappeared. In its place came Genie Plus and Lightning Lane, a pay-to-play system that forces families to shell out even more for the exact same privilege. What began as free magic is now a $20 per person, per day surcharge. And that's before the premium Lightning Lane rides that cost even more. Disney didn't just sell tickets anymore, they sold back the hours of your childhood, at a price. Ticket prices at Disney parks have always crept upward, but in the last 2 decades, the hikes have been relentless. In 1971, admission to Walt Disney World was $3.50. Today, a single-day ticket can top $189, and that doesn't include Genie Plus, Lightning Lane, or food. A family of 4 can easily spend more than $1,000 in just one day. But here's the trick. Disney doesn't just raise prices. It manipulates demand to make you choose the upcharges. Genie Plus doesn't actually shorten waits across the board. It redistributes them. By holding back ride capacity for paying guests, Disney engineers scarcity. The longer the free lines grow, the more parents feel trapped. Spend extra or let your kids wait hours in the Florida sun. This is what economists call price discrimination. Disney knows different families have different budgets, so instead of charging everyone equally, they charge everyone the maximum they're willing to bear. The result is staggering. Disney's Parks division now pulls in billions annually, often dwarfing its film studio profits. The magic never got more expensive. It just got better at disguising the price. When you open the Disney app, it feels like freedom. Genie Plus promises you control. Reserve your rides, plan your day, skip the lines. But behind the cheerful interface, the system is rigged. Disney decides how many slots are available, which rides get prioritized, and when sold out notifications appear. The truth is, your experience is being choreographed, not by magic, but by algorithms designed to maximize revenue. Guests think they're choosing efficiency. In reality, they're being funneled into a hierarchy of haves and have-nots. The free line exists, but it's deliberately longer. The Lightning Lane exists, but only if you pay. And for the rides everyone wants, Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, the marquee attractions, Disney sells individual Lightning Lane access at a premium because they know families will break their budgets for just one more ride. This isn't about eliminating wait times, it's about monetizing frustration. Disney manufactures the problem, then sells you the solution, and the more you pay, the more you feel like you've beaten the system, when in reality, you've stepped right into their trap. For Disney, the most powerful pressure point isn't scarcity or pricing, it's guilt. Parents don't go to the parks for themselves, they go for their kids. And Disney knows that. Every parade, every fireworks show, every character meet and greet is designed to whisper the same message. If your child misses this moment, it's your fault. So when the line for Peter Pan stretches past 2 hours, what choice does a parent really have? Skip it and watch your kid's face fall. Or pull out the credit card and buy Lightning Lane access. The entire system weaponizes the one thing no parent can stand: disappointing their child. And Disney doesn't stop there. They've mastered the art of layering pressure, exclusive merch drops, paid dessert parties for fireworks, private tours that promise your family won't miss a thing. Every add-on is framed not as a luxury, but as protection against regret. The happiest place on earth has become the most manipulative, because in the end, parents will pay almost anything to keep the magic alive, even if it means going home with empty wallets. Every parent walking through Disney's gates isn't just buying tickets for their kids, they're reliving their own childhood. The smell of churros, the sparkle of the castle, the music from It's a Small World. It all feels familiar. And that familiarity is the hook. Disney doesn't just sell magic. It sells the memory of what magic used to feel like. This is what makes the economics so ruthless. When a parent hands over $800 for Genie Plus, food and souvenirs, they're not just paying for convenience. They're paying to recreate a feeling they had when they were 7. Disney has turned nostalgia into a subscription service, one that renews every generation, and it works because the cycle is endless. Kids grow up on Disney movies, beg their parents for the trip, and then return decades later with kids of their own. Each generation spends more than the last, convinced they're giving their children the same gift they once received. But the truth is, they're buying an illusion, a memory wrapped in a price tag. At Disney, nostalgia isn't priceless. It's the most valuable commodity they own. Disney's model isn't staying inside the castle walls, it's spreading. Universal Studios has already mirrored Genie Plus with its own express passes. Even regional parks like Six Flags and Cedar Fair have adopted tiered skip-the-line systems. The message is clear. The magic of childhood is no longer a gift, it's a marketplace. And the danger doesn't stop at theme parks. Airlines, concerts, even video games have copied the same playbook: engineer frustration, then sell you the fix. What began as a $3.50 ticket to Walt Disney World has evolved into a template for extracting maximum value from every human desire: time, joy, and memory. Disney still markets itself as the happiest place on earth. But happiness has a new price tag. Families aren't just paying for rides and parades. They're paying to preserve a fragile illusion, one that feels like it could vanish if they don't spend just a little more. The truth is, the magic never disappeared. Disney simply learned how to sell it back to you, one surcharge at a time. And that's the real trick, turning your childhood wonder into their most profitable illusion.